Welcome back. Today we are doing something a bit different. I've been sitting with this book, The Physics of Brands, reading to these exact figures. Jacob's Ladder, the time dimensions model, space dimensions model, and it's completely shifted how I look at content creation, identity, and what Omar Audits actually is. When people hear the word brand, they usually think of logos, color palettes, or slick marketing campaigns. But when you break down the actual physics of brands, brand isn't just marketing, brand is everything. It's the sum total of every signal you emit into the world, every memory, every for the people form around you, and every emotional resonance that lingers after you leave the room. Let's look at top of the page 15 of this book. It opens up with this humbling reality. Check. We're at least 95% ignorant. Begin with curiosity. It points out that even physicists admit we don't even know what 95% of the universe is made out of. And human psychology is constantly being revised. Einstein came along and rewrote physics. Jung came along and rewrote how we understand the unconscious mind. As a Palestinian living here in Minnesota, navigating two worlds, two cultural frameworks, and an entire digital landscape, that hits home. If standard science is 95% unknown, how arrogant is it to think we fully understand our own personal brands and how people perceive us? We have to begin with curiosity, and that curiosity led me to a tough realization. At Omar Audits needs a rebrand. Let's rewind to how Omar Audits was born. Initially, Omar Audits started as a space to inspect, review, verify, and question the world around it. The word audit comes from in accounting and finance. It's about examining the books, searching for the truth and verifying integrity. But an audit isn't just a number on a balance sheet. It's an inspection of human moments, community, and culture. When I first created Omar Audits at Omar Audits, I was putting out signals without fully mapped framework. I was just reacting to my surrounding as a Palestinian Minnesota, navigating the Midwest sensibilities on one hand, deep cultural roots, storytelling, and justice on the other. Owners versus handler, which brings us to a crucial distinction from the book's space dimension model, figure 1.2. Omar Abumayele is the owner of Omar Audits. That's the core soul, the lived experience, the identity, the heritage Palestinian, the person holding the lens. Noor Lens Studio is the handler of Omar Audits. That's the engine, the production house, the curator. Mapatna, the visual craft hand that shapes the raw signals into something digestible for an audience. Nurland Studio, in branding terms, the owner holds the intent, but the handler manages how the signals move through the machinery to reach the person on the other end. If the handler and the owner aren't aligned on why we are creating, the signals get scrambled. The first moments. Look at figure 1.1 in the book, the time dimension model. It breaks down three phases. The first moment, the very first time an individual interacts with a brand. Number two, a mass of time, accumulation of moments over time that builds memory. And three, velocity, the frequency and the acceleration of those interactions. So, what does all that have to do with each other? Think about the first moment with Omar audits. Was it a short clip? Was it a video essay? For a long time, the first moments people had with Omar audits was fragmented. Sometimes about trucking, sometimes about religion. In branding, if your first moment doesn't transmit a clear signal of who you are, the rest of the time mass becomes noisy. Dramatic moments and velocity. Then you have dramatic moments in the content creation. And life, dramatic moments are where memory is forged. As a Palestinian in Minnesota, life itself often feels full of dramatic moments, watching the world events unfold from thousands of miles away while standing in the quiet, freezing winters of Minnesota. That's the contrast creates a specific emotional charge. When Omar audits captures these dramatic moments, whether it's auditing a thought, a book, or a cultural dynamic, it creates an emotional spike. And then comes the velocity of interactions. How fast are these moments happening? Are they just isolated videos, once every few months, or is it a steady, accelerated, dumb beat of a engagement where community feels like they are part of a continuous narrative? Climbing Jacob's ladder. Now let me tie this all together with figure 1.3. Jacob's ladder, this is the core model of brand creation. Let me read the levels from the bottom to the top. Number one, signals. Two, senses. Three, moments. Four, memories. Five, energy. Six, sales. Seven, profits. Eight, value. Look at how it works. Send out signals into the world. These signals hit people's senses, eyeballs, ears. If the timing is right, those senses register a moment. Repeated moments turn into memories. Memories generate energy, and energy converts into action, sales, profits, and ultimate value. The core question: memories designed for whom? So I have to ask myself, what is Omar Audit's brand value? Question mark. And the more importantly, memories designed for whom? If I'm just generating content for an algorithm, I'm building shallow memories. But if Noorland Studio and I are building at Omar Audits to capture the nuanced, lived reality of a Palestinian Minnesotan, someone bridging accounting precision with creative storytelling, local communities of the global consciousness, then memories we design have lasting emotional weight. The text at the bottom of Jacob's ladder says something powerful. The cup of value to the owner. The cup of value to the owner is almost never full potential value, but sharing a bit along the way keeps everyone engaged in the process, filling the brand's owner's cup. That is what the channel should be: sharing value, sharing the perspective, building shared memories with our community. Archetypes, synchronicity, and locality. In the book, they referenced Einstein and the modern science. Let's take that a step further into Carl Jung and physics, the archetypes, synchronicities, and localities. Localities at Omar audits in space. Here, I am physically located in Minnesota. That's my geographical locality. But digitally, at Omar exists in a non local space, reaching people across the globe. Archetypes. Every brand embodies an archetype. Is at Omar Audits the sage, the accountant searching for truth, or the accountant searching, or how's it go? The explorer, the Palestinian identity searching for a place and expression, or the everyman, the local Minnesota sharing daily life. Rebranding means defining this archetype clearly. Synchronicity. Jung spoke about synchronicity, meaning coincidences that happen without a direct cause and effect. Chain. When videos resonate with someone thousands miles away at the exact moment they needed to hear it, that isn't just an algorithmic impression, that's a brand physics in action. Signals aligning across space and time. Rebranding the signal. So, why does Omar Audits need a rebrand? Why? Not because the name is wrong or the vision failed, but because the signals need to be intentional. We are moving up Jacob's ladder with clarity. Omar Bumayela as the owner, Nurlan Studio as the handler. You as the community are moving the random moments designed for to be memories, bringing along for the audits of culture, branding, literature, identity, and life as a Palestinian in Minnesota. If we're all at least 95% ignorant, let's use the remaining 5% to stay curious, ask real questions, and build something meaningful together. Hit the subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments on Omar Audits and what it means to you. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.